ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सेदसादनम्। ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। शारदा शारदाम्बुज वदना वदनाम्बुजे सर्वदा सर्वदास्माकं सन्निधिं सन्निधिं क्रियात्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शंकरं लोकशंकरम्। About Bhagwan Ved Vyas, we'll say together now. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Vyasam Vasishtha Naptaram Shaktev Pautramakalmasham Parasharatmajam Vande Shukatatam Taponidhim Vyasaya Vishnurupaya Vyasarupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahmanidhe Vasishthaya Vai Namo Namaha Achaturvadano Brahma द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अभाललोचनः शम्भुः भगवान् बादरायण। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Let us read the sutra. Open page 34, विषय 32। अथातो ब्रह्म जिज्ञासा जन्माद्यस्य यतः शास्त्रयोनित्वात् तत्तु समन्वयात् ईक्षतेः ना शब्दम। Now we will read little Bhashya, page 104, second paragraph. न सांख्य परिकल्पितम् अचेतनं जगत अचेतनं प्रधानम् जगतः कारणं शक्यं वेदान्तेषु आश्रयितुम् अशब्दं हि तत् कथम् अशब्दत्वम् ईक्षतेः ईक्षितत्वम् ईक्षितृत्वम् ईक्षितृत्व श्रवणात् कारणस्य कथम् एवं हि श्रूयते सदेव सौम्य इदमग्र आसीत् एकमेवाद्वितीयम् इति उपक्रम्य तदैक्षत बहुस्याम् प्रजायेयेति तत्तेजो सृजत तत्र तत्तेजो सृजत इति तत्र इदं शब्दवाच्यम् नाम रूप व्याकृतं जगत् प्राग उत्पत्तेः सदात्मनावधार्य तस्य एव प्रकृतस्य सच्छब्दवाच्यस्य ईक्षणपूर्वकम् तेजः प्रवृत्तेः सृष्टत्वम् दर्शयति आत्मा वा इदमेक एवाग्र आसीत् नान्यत् किंचन मिषत स ईक्षत लोकान्नुसृजा इति स इमान् लोकान् सृजत इति ईक्षापूर्विकामेव सृष्टिम् आचष्टे क्वचिच्च षोडशकलम् पुरुषं प्रस्तुत्याह स ईक्षांश्चक्रे स प्राणम् असृजत इति ईक्षितेः इति च धात्वर्थनिर्देशः अभिप्रेतः यजतेः इतिवत् न धातुनिर्देशः तेन यः सर्वज्ञः सर्ववित् यस्य ज्ञानमयं तपः तस्मादेतद्ब्रह्म नाम रूपमन्नं च जायते इतीवमादीन्यपि सर्वज्ञ ईश्वर कारणपराणि वाक्यानि उदाहर्तव्यानि यत्तु उक्तम् सत्वधर्मेण ज्ञानेन सर्वज्ञं प्रधानं भविष्यतीति तन्नोपपद्यते नहि प्रधानावस्थायां गुणसाम्यात् सत्वधर्मो ज्ञानं संभवति ननु उक्तं सर्वज्ञानशक्तिमत्त्वेन सर्वज्ञं भविष्यतीति तदपि नोपपद्यते यदि गुणसाम्ये सति सत्त्वव्यपाश्रयां ज्ञानशक्तिम् आश्रित्य सर्वज्ञं प्रधानमुच्येत कामं रजस्तमो व्यापाश्रयामपि कामं रजः तमो व्यपाश्रयामपि ज्ञान प्रतिबंधक शक्तिम् आश्रित्य किंचिद्ज्ञम् उच्यते अपि च न असाक्षिका सत्त्ववृत्तिः जानाति न अभिधीयते न अचेतनस्य प्रधानस्य साक्षित्वम् अस्ति तस्मात् अनुपपन्नम् प्रधानस्य सर्वज्ञत्वम् योगिनां तु चेतनत्वात् सत्त्व उत्कर्ष निमित्तम् सर्वज्ञत्वम् उपपन्नम् इति अनुदाहरणम् अथ पुनः साक्षी निमित्तम् ईक्षितृत्वम् प्रधानस्य कल्प्येत यथा अग्निनिमित्तम् अयः पिण्डादेहे दग्धत्वम् तथा सति यन्निमित्तम् ईक्षितृत्वम् प्रधानस्य तदेव सर्वज्ञम् मुख्यम् ब्रह्म जगतः कारणमिति युक्तम्. Okay, let us see first. So we were seeing yesterday about the difference and oneness between the Sankhya and Vedanta. This we had seen that the first chapter from the 5th sutra to 134th sutra will be the refuting of the Sankhya by Shruti. Why they are refuting? Because what is the main purpose? Chetan Karan Sthapanam. Jagat Karan Chetan Sthapanartham. So two causes are there. The cause of the world is Chetan and a Chetan Karan Nirasartham. So I have to refute that the inert thing is the cause of the world. Why we are refuting that? Because all the philosophies other than the Vedanta say that the cause of the world is inert. And I had mentioned yesterday, because of this, the aparichnata of the Chetan is not proved. Whereas the Upanishads say that the cause of the world is Chetan. Where? Many ways. Yato vaimani bhutani jayanti yena jatani jivanti yat prayanti abhi sambhishanti iti tad vijigyasasva tad brahma. So the cause of the world is the Chetan. This has been said in the Shruti. But it is difficult to believe, even science does not believe. You always hear a statement like matter and spirit. very commonly used. Matter is something and spirit means the Atma is something. There are two aspects. And those two aspects are mutually different from each other. Let me tell you, it is more convincing. Because this is what we see. We see that I am the consciousness thing. I am the consciousness, then in front of me there is an inert world. So the whole world can be divided in two parts. One is conscious beings. One is the consciousness, other is the matter. How can you say that the matter is the consciousness? And everybody is more easy to understand that the consciousness, rather the matter has brought the world, and the matter emerges later on to express as sentiency. This is how Darwin propounded the theory of evolution also. From amoeba, unicellular, bicellular, and it went on to human being. So they say the life came later. They use the word life, which came later on. So when Sankhya philosophy is refuted, or Achetan Karanvad Niras has been done, so please understand one thing. Jadvad is refuted here. Jadatvad is refuted. Jadatvad means that there is something called inert which is the cause of the world. That is refuted. And Bahu Chetanvad is refuted, that there are many beings and many jivas. That is refuted. And Parichinna Atmavad is refuted, that I am limited. So three things will be tackled here. Jadvad means that inert world is as real as I am the world. Or rather you will feel that the inert world is much bigger than the consciousness. If you see from the layman's angle, he will feel that the inert world is much bigger than this consciousness which is inside the body. Lo. To make the matter worst, he will say that consciousness which is inside the body, after death which goes through another body, this jiv is very small. The world which is matter is very, very big. So this is called Jadvad. Jad Karanvad. And the consciousness are many, which is inside each body. Even Sankhya says the Purush Bahutva. And third thing, that Purush is Parichinna. Parichinna. It is limited by the body. It goes from one body to another body. See, they keep the Shruti and start thinking from their own mind. And they come to such conclusion. This is all not Shraut. Therefore, first chapter is based on Shruti only. And second will be based on Yukti. So let us now see. Yesterday you saw there are 6 differences between the Purush of Vedanta and Purush of Sankhya. I had mentioned that don't get confused between the word Purush. Purush has been used in 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita also, and Purush has been used in the 13th chapter also. And Upanishad's Purush word has been used, Divyo Yamurta Purusha, etc. And Pradhan word has been used at both the places. Prakriti and Mahat has been used, but there is a significant difference between the meanings of the Purush there and Purush here. We saw yesterday 6 differences. I will move ahead. You can see that. Now, the Prakriti is also different in the Vedanta and in the Sankhya. If you remember, Prakriti was Nitya and Parinami. Now see, the Vedanta said that this is what you are doing wrong. Bole, but what wrong I am doing? Bole, why you are saying that Prakriti is Nitya? You know why they have to say Prakriti is Nitya? Because anything Parinami dies out. So once the Prakriti has become the world, after that it will disappear. Prakriti has become the world, so anything which is Parinami cannot be Nitya. This is a contradiction. Anything which is modifying will always die away. So there were two differences. First difference is Prakriti is independent than Purush. Totally. So there were two Satta. Therefore Sankhya is a Dvait Darshan. Dvait doesn't mean it's associated with Ishvara, which accepts two realities of different order. Of same order, So the Prakriti also is real and Purush also is real. And both realities are independent of each other. That means you are assuming that there are two existences. And yesterday I was mentioning two existences. If you say the one existence will refute another existence. So one existence is non-existence in another existence. If A and B there are two existences, then one existence is non-existent in another existence. And therefore there will be Vastu Parichannata, conditioning in the Vastu. And therefore there will be Kal Parichannata. And therefore existence will be non-existence at some time. And therefore two existences cannot be there. If you say two existence, if two things are there, two things, you have to accept there is another thing in between two, which is different than two. So you have to accept that there is another third existence also. So if there are two fingers, in between two fingers there is a space which is different than two fingers. If you accept there are two existences, then the existence will be, third existence will be there. Now, moment to accept two or three. So again you will say, where is it? Two and three will be there. And therefore Desh will always come when moment to accept two. When Desh will come, then Kal will also come. So existence will be in time. Because you have assumed existence in space, and therefore existence will be in time. And therefore existence, both the existence will die away. So this was the first problem. And second problem was Prakriti is Nitya and Parinami. So anything cannot be Nitya also and Parinami also at the same time. Either you say Nitya and Aparinami, or either you say Anitya and Parinami. But they say if I say Anitya, Prakriti will go forever. So after Pralaya, nothing will happen. So Prakriti has fizzled out. Prakriti has disappeared now because Parinami. Now how will the other Jiva go now? Okay. So they have to accept the Pralaya, because from unmanifest they are bringing out the Prakriti. Prakriti, Mahat, they have to accept. And therefore anything cannot be simultaneously Nitya and Parinami. Nitya means Kalatit and Parinami means which is in Kal. So anything cannot be in Kal and Kalatit also. Wherever time is there, it will finish it. Vedanta does not say that the Prakriti is different than the, totally distinct than the Purush. Vedanta will say that Instead of this Prakriti is Nitya Brahmashreya Maya, it will use the word. Or Brahmashreya Prakriti will be used. So, Shakti word will be used to indicate the Shaktiman on which this Prakriti is. This is the second difference between the Prakriti of Vedanta and Prakriti of Sankhya. Okay, this is the second difference is there. Now the third point what they say, that the Prakriti is the material cause. Material cause. And therefore Prakriti, because the Prakriti is the material cause, it is lending existence to the world. Somebody was asking, I think, that in the Swapna, the consciousness is the Nimitta Karan and mind is the Upadan Karan. Because from mind only everything has come out. Is it right, wrong? Mind as Upadan Karan is right or wrong? Huh? Why? Mind also goes back to consciousness. It has come out and goes back. Upadan Karan is defined in which everything goes back. So dream does not go back to mind. Dream, if dream had gone into the mind, then we would have said that mind is the Upadan Karan. But dream does not go back to mind. His question was, because the mind makes the dream, therefore mind should be Upadan Karan. But mind itself goes back to the consciousness. And mind itself draws its existence from the consciousness, and therefore mind itself is not real to be called as the Upadan Karan. They said Prakriti is the Upadan Karan, but Prakriti itself derives its existence from the Purush. I told you that if you exist, there are two existences. If you say, then the problem will be that both the existences will fade away. So Prakriti derives its existence and Prakriti goes back to Purush, and therefore Prakriti is not the independent Upadan Karan. The Upadan Karan should not be the karya of anything else. Please get the point. Maya, they say Maya is the Upadan Karan of this world. But Maya itself is the karya, itself is, you can say, superimposed. It is false. You cannot say it is independent Upadan Karan. The Maya itself is drawing its existence from the Brahman or the Purush, and therefore Maya cannot be the Swatantra Upadan Karan, like mind is not the Swatantra Upadan Karan, because mind goes back, and therefore Prakriti borrows its existence from the Brahman. This is the third difference between the Prakriti of the Sankhya and Prakriti of the Vedanta. Three differences. First, both have different satta. Second is Prakriti is Nitya and Parinami, which is not possible. And third is that Prakriti is not Swatantra Upadan Karan. As said in the Sankhya is that Prakriti is the Swatantra Upadan Karan. One more point is there. They say that Prakriti is Jadam. We agree that. And they say it is a material cause. They mean Sankhya of the universe. Now you know what is the problem? Any material cause cannot operate without the conscious efficient cause. The mud, which is the material cause and which is the inert material cause, cannot automatically become the pot. Material cause by itself, therefore I always say that nature makes itself is a wrong statement. Nature modifies itself is a wrong statement. Although we can use such word, body is self-healing. Body heals itself. We use such word. But the Prakriti cannot act on itself, by itself, without the presence of any efficient cause. And this Nimitta Karan should be Chetan Vastu for converting the Prakriti into the product. For converting the Prakriti into the product, we need a Nimitta Karan. Sankhya say there is no Nimitta Karan. Sankhya say that the Prakriti by itself modifies to become a product. Got it? They say Prakriti is Swayam Parinamini. It modifies by itself. And I have told many times that nothing here, no object changes by itself. Tell me why? Kartru Karm Virod or Swatmani Kriya Bhag, both are same thing. I have told this many times. Whether the tree is modifying, the plant has modified to become the tree, or the baby has modified to become a youth boy. So this is very appealing to see. It is all happening automatically by itself. By itself, the baby, modifies to become the young person. A young person modifies to become adult person. Adult modifies to become youth person. What do you mean by that? When you say action is happening, if the body is modifying, then action is happening in the body. Now, if action is happening in the body, you mean to say body is acting by itself. So, body which is acting on itself, by itself, this is called Kartru Karm Virod or Swatmani Kriya Bhavat. I have said it many, many times because, you know why? Because we don't see a direct doer. Supposing I see a hall, so we can say somebody must have made the hall. Supposing you see that there is a book, so somebody must have made the book. You see a car, somebody would have made the car. You see a, table, somebody must have. But when we see that the boy has transformed into a youth, we don't see a direct doer which is transforming the youth body into an old body. And then we say body changes automatically. We don't see it directly. Or one raw fruit was there. Raw fruit. Supposing you brought raw apple, raw, what is it called? Mango you brought. Or custard apple you brought. Custard apple you don't get here. You get here. Difficult to get. We don't get. Anyway, supposing you get, don't bring. Now don't bring. So, let us take mango. I had to go to custard. You brought the raw mango. And raw mango you saw you cannot eat it. So you put it in some warm place. You covered it up with a certain cloth. This is how it is made ripe. And then you kept it and it ripened in 1 week, supposing. In my house, there are 5 trees where there are mango trees. So mangoes used to fall. And some mangoes were really big mangoes. We know it is very sweet, but it is raw mango. So they used to keep it in some place, in some husk or something, to keep it warm. And after 1 week, you go there to see that it must have ripened, but it has already disappeared. Somebody took it and ate it. So he already knew that the mango is kept, so that mango has disappeared. Disappeared means it must have ripened. If it was raw, they would have kept it there. So, we don't see any agent from outside making the raw mango ripe. And therefore we use the word by itself. And most of the thing in this Prakriti or in this nature, we don't see an agent. Because this Vyapti is there, that somebody should be there, some physical agent should be there, who is doing the work on an object which is different than itself. And when we don't see such an agent, we use the word that it must have done by itself. But this by itself word is a very illusory word. I told you logically it is wrong. And therefore you have heard that there is a law of ripening. And that law of ripening acts through what? Through the one God pervading through the object, which acts upon the object, and as per the law it transforms the object. So same God pervades the body and converts into an old body or dead body. Same law or same God enters into everything. And it is acting on each thing and doing this. This is the rule of the Purush in Vedanta. But they don't say that Purush, and this is Ishvaratva of the Ishwar, you call it Sarvanta, Sarvantaryami. Ante sthitva sarvan yamayati. That residing in the Ishvara sarvadeshe hriddeshe arjun trishtati. Ishvara sarvbhutanam hriddeshe brahmayan sarvabhutani yantra rudani maya. So by the power of Maya, it is pervading all. This is the Vedantic point of view. Now, their Purush is not associated with the Prakriti. And their Purush cannot be the efficient cause. Why? Why their Purush cannot be efficient cause? Huh? No, different, you can have different, and Prakriti is still the efficient cause will be different than material cause. It is Sansari Bhokta. It is finite, limited, Samsari Bhokta who himself is bound. It is not omnipotent. Because Vedanta, this Sang does not believe in Ishwar. It is Nirishwarvadi Darshan. Okay. I'm telling the difference between the Prakriti of Vedanta. This is the fourth difference. Properly you make notes. 6 different wherein Purush. Bole, which 6 difference? Yesterday we took 6 differences. And today we are seeing this is the 4th difference in Prakriti or Pradhanam. You take the notes from somebody. Okay, if you want. The person who has written, please see his handwriting should be legible. It should not be prescription handwriting. That he writes like this. So if you took the pen and just write this. So, but the chemist will understand which is this. I think that is also one subject in pharmacy. How to read the doctor's handwriting. Because here you may write faster in the class. So some handwriting will be here and there. And sometimes you yourself can't read. Supposing you are preparing notes or seeing something. You wonder what is this word. And it is so embarrassing you can't ask others also that what is the meaning. He said, you wrote it. So sometimes it is like that funny thing is there. Sankhya Purush is Bhokta and therefore it cannot be by efficient cause. And therefore, because of these reasons, they said Swatantram Pradhanam. Very famous statement is there. Their Pradhan is not Swatantrana. Okay. Third difference, it's a minor difference, but these two are major. Just keep these 2 differences in your mind. We will use it later on. I have told this in certain incidences. We are just organizing the whole thing. We have told about these things here and there. Third difference is that Sankhya says that the Prakriti, Mahat, Ahankar, and then Man, 10 sense organ and subtle elements come. This Vedanta uses. But Vedanta does not bring Ahankar in between. It directly goes that from subtle sense organ comes the mind and sense organs. Minor difference. You leave it. It does not directly talk about the Ahankar as much as Sankhya is fond of this kind of creation. If you see Tattvabodh, so from Tattvabodh, Trigunatmika Maya came. And from Trigunatmika Maya, Straight away subtle element came. And from subtle element, the sense organ came. And the gross element came. So during the process of creation, Ahankar was not talked about that, which they bring it. But as I said, don't take it. This is not a main difference. Now, therefore, Sankhya is not a Vedic darshan. They are Vedic, they are Astic, but they are talking Avedic. My point is there. Bhashyakar will write, although you are Vedic, but why you are talking as if you are Avedic? That means you have made Purush many. That is Avedic. And also you have made the Pradhan as the cause. This will be refuted now. Let us now see how they are being refuted. So, Shrutya Sankhya Nirasaha Prathamadhyaya, Yuktya Sankhya Nirasaha Dvitiyadhyaya. In the first chapter, by Shruti, the Sankhya is negated, and in the second chapter, by Yukti or by logic, the Sankhya is negated. Okay. And here Bhashyakar is going to say that Chetan Brahma is the Karana. Remember, when Chetan Brahma is mentioned as the Karan, we are not talking about the Nirgun Nirvishesh Brahma. We are talking of the Brahma along with the Maya. Moment it is said that Brahman is the cause of the world, understand Brahman is always being talked of Maya, with Maya. It is Maya Upahit Brahma, and not Nirvishesh Nirgun Brahma is neither the cause, neither the effect. So you can call it Ishwar. But Bhashyakar prefers the word Brahman than Ishwar, because he wants to equate the Ishwar and Brahman. Ishwar in essence is Brahman. So when it will be said that Brahman is the cause, so please don't bring the Mayatit Brahman as the cause. This is the cause which is along with the Maya, Upadhi of Maya. Okay, now let me come to the one or two. Ikshatir na Shabdam. This is see the word Ikshatir na Shabdam. What does it mean by Ikshatir na Shabdam? What do you mean by that? Some Shruti are there which say that Ishwar is the Nimitta Karana. And as I said, Sankhya does not believe that Ishwar is the Nimitta Karan or the Upadana Karan. And Vedanta will say that Ishwar or Brahma is the Abhin Nimitta Upadana Karan. So what these Shruti statements, remember that I said behind every sutra there is a Shruti statement. What was it called? Vishayavakyani. Corresponding Shruti statement is there. I have shown in all the sutras, which is the corresponding Shruti statement. Brahma Sutra is not an independent creation to propound something. So now what is the Vishayavakyani of this Ikshatir na Shabdam? What is the Vishayavakyani? So these Vishayavakyani are classified into two parts. Broadly classified into, one is called Spashta Brahma Vishaya Linga Vakyani. One is called Spashta Brahma Linga Vakyani. What does it mean? Those Shruti statement where Brahma Karanatva is clearly stated. It is called Spashta Brahma Linga Vakyani. Vishayavakyani means that statement which is the basis of this sutra. And when clearly something is said that Brahman is the cause, that is called Spashta Brahma Linga Vakyani. What do you mean by that? Spashtani Brahma Lingani Yasmin Vakya. So, where clearly it is said that Brahman is the cause. Here Spasht is the adjective of not Brahma, Ling. Sign. Ling means sign. And second Vishaya Vakyani will be Aspashta Brahma Ling Vakyani. Aspashta, where Shruti statement, when Brahma Karnatva is not very clear. We have to more do analyze that to come to the fact that this Shruti is taking indirectly indicating that Brahman is the cause. And somewhere it is directly indicating that Brahman is the cause. Okay. So this first chapter has 4 sections called Padas. So first section of first chapter will be analyzing on Spashta Brahma Linga Vakyani. And second and third section will be talking about Aspashta Brahma Linga Vakyani. Is it clear? First section will be talking about Spashta Brahma Linga Vakyani. Clearly he will show this is the statement. And this sutra is based on this statement. In the second and third section of the first chapter only, he will say that in this particular Vedant mantra, indirectly the Shruti is talking that the Brahman is the cause. Okay. Now I am coming to the mantra. Sutra. And this sutra falls in which adhikaran? 5th adhikaran. Adhikaran means topic. And this Ikshatya adhikaran, this is called Ikshatya adhikaran. Like first is called Jigyasa adhikaran. Janmadhyasya adhikaran, second is called Shastriyonitva adhikaran, Samanvaya adhikaran. So this is called Ikshatya adhikaran. Ikshati plus adhikaran. Ikshatya adhikaran. And this adhikaran, this is 5th adhikaran. Adhikaran has 7 sutra or 7 sutrani, Sapta sutrani. Earlier each adhikaran had only 1 sutra. This is the first adhikaran which has more than one in the order. The first adhikaran which has more than 1 sutra. Now you can understand that all sutras will be dealing on the same topic. Okay. Okay. So this is the 5th adhikaran, Ikshatya adhikaran. Whole adhikaran is called Ikshatya adhikaran. And from 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. So from 5th to 11th, including 11th, 7 sutras are there. So these 7 sutras will be called will be found the sutras in Ikshati Adhikaran. So Ikshati, where equianimity is there, Ikshati Adhikaran. Okay, let us see how long we can go through Brahma Sutra without getting bored. Well, I am not bored. Please continue. In this particular Adhikaran, now what is the Vishaya Vakya? What is the Vishaya Vakya? Which Upanishad is being talked of here? I told you, here is where Bhashyakar helps us a lot. Otherwise, we don't know which Upanishad is there. And if you can say, you open the book, page 106. Here you see, third line. Sadev Somidam Agre Asit Ekam Eva Dvitiyam. Underline that. And you should have pencil also. So Tadaikshata. Bahusyam Prajayayeti Tat Tejo Asrijat. So this Tadaikshat, if you can see that, Tadaikshat mil gaya. Didn't get it. You didn't get it. Page 104. Other page they are seeing. Got it? In the second paragraph, third line, Tadaikshat Bahusyam Prajayayeti. This is called Tattvamasi Prakaran. If you have heard 6th chapter, which you have, why you are saying, all of you have heard 6th chapter of Chandogya. I should not say if you have heard it. The book must be somewhere in the shelves. Well, I have the book. I don't know whether I have or not. One person went to sell Gita. That person said, in the house, I don't know whether I have Gita or not. He said, no, I can tell you. So he went inside his cupboard. He said, that is Gita. From a distance, he said. He said, how did you know? It's the most dusty book, is this. We had never opened it. Sometimes open the book also. One district magistrate was telling his experience. He said, in our school, college, somebody liked one girl. So, on the book of the girl, he wrote, I like you. So that girl saw that. So she also wrote in his book. That girl also wrote that I too like you. But nothing happened after that. Tell me why. This boy didn't open the book. This boy was so careless. Whole year he never opened the book. Therefore nothing happened. So Chandogya, the books that you have, once in blue moon, keep on opening the book also. You read that. And this is why we have to again and again take it and study. The 6th chapter I took in CIF. Then 7th chapter was last year. Last to last year was 6th chapter. Now in 6th chapter, very beautiful chapter is there. And from here he has taken the Tadaikshat. Please see. Tadaikshat. Now let me go through the subject matter. What is subject matter? Upanishad says before creation only Sat was there. Now I am trying to paint the background, how the subject is built up. I don't know, it is very interesting for me. For me, I am very interested in how they build up the subject. That only Sat was there. Now the problem came up. My Sankhya is also Vedic. They say, am I also believing in Upanishad? You are not, Upanishad is not your copyright. I also believe in that. Well, you believe, but he said that it is said Sat Ev was there. It is not said Sat was Chetan or Jad. And therefore what Sat is mentioned is our Pradhan. Well, you are sure that Sat is Pradhan. Well, from Sat everything has come out. Sat as, therefore Sat is. So you want to say Sat is Upadan Karan or Nimitta Karan is there? Well, Sat is there, that Sat is the Upadan Karan. Sat is Upadan Karan. Of course Sat is Upadan Karan. Because Nimitta Karan doesn't become a product. If you are saying that Sat is Nimitta Karan, Sankhya is talking to Vedanta. When potter makes the pot, potter doesn't become many. So Nimitta Karan doesn't convert to become a product. Only the Upadan Karan becomes. Okay. Well, you have completed? Well, yes, I have completed. But again, I can interrupt you if you are saying something. Not, I will keep quiet. Only that is okay, but let me also talk. You are saying Sat is Pradhanam. Well, yes, Sat is Pradhanam. Where it comes? 6.2.1. See the mantra there. Sadev Swamidam Agre Asit Ekame Advitiyam. 6.2.1. Bole, my dear, come near. In the third mantra, 6.2.3, it is said Tadaikshat. He visualized. Here Tat is a pronoun. And pronoun is for the noun. That which was Sat is one who visualized. Aikshat means thought, visualized, conceived, perceived. Achha? And now you tell me, this visualization is possible in Jad or Chetan? Dekho. Are you following that? Where is the catch lying now? And another thing which is not written here, you can go and see your Upanishad. There it is said that let me become many. Bahusyam. Bahusyam word has come in Taittiriya also. Bahusyam prajayayeti. हाँ है तो यहाँ यही है. Tadaikshat bahusyam. Sorry. Let me become many. Now you tell me one thing. That here Sat is Upadan Karan or Nimitta Karan? Two things. You say Sat is Jad. I told you action is there, action Kriya is there, therefore Jad, it cannot be Jad. Are you getting my point? Not getting. Because Sat is the noun and Tad is the pronoun. That Sat alone visualized. The process of thinking can be in the Chetan only. And therefore Sat is not the Pradhan, because your Pradhan is inert. Inert itself means that does not know itself and doesn't think. So this Sat is the Nimitta Karan. Sorry, this Sat is Chetan, first point. And you are saying, acha, if this is Chetan, and if you say there is some other Upadan Karan, that also I am refuting here, because Bahusyam word has been used. When there is a difference between Nimitta and Upadan Karan, then Upadan Karan becomes many, not the Nimitta Karan. Potter does not become many, the mud becomes many. The carpenter doesn't become many, the wood becomes many. The goldsmith doesn't become many, the gold becomes many. But he himself is saying, Tadaikshat Bahusyam. He thought, let me become many. That means when he thought that Sat is a Nimitta Karan and Bahusyam means is Upadan Karan also. And therefore, the Sat is not only Chetan, but also he is the Abhinna Nimitta Upadan Karan. By Aikshat, Nimitta Karan is indicated, and by Bahusyam, Upadan Karan has been indicated. I hope this point is clear. And therefore what you are saying that this Sat, this Pradhan, is not right. And therefore what you are saying that Jad is the cause of the universe is not right. And therefore I have to say that Chetan Karanvad is right. Okay, now I'll put it in a language of Nyaya. So how will the Nyaya say? Sat Shabda Vachya Brahma, Sat Shabdis Vachyam Brahma, Va Sat Sabda Vachyam Pradhanam Va. Is Sat Shabda talking about the Brahma or Pradhan? So there are two stage argument. So number one stage argument is, first stage argument, first is clear, Abhin Nimitt Upadan Karan. First stage argument is, two stages argument will be there. Sankhya Pradhanam is not mentioned in this portion. Sankhya Pradhanam is not talked about in this portion. And therefore, what you are saying, what I said, that the Pradhan or the inert is the cause of the world is Avedic. Ashabdam. Ashabdam means Shabda Praman Rahitam. Now, Ashabdam word you try to get familiar because this Shabd is coming Ashabdam. Ikshatir Na Shabdam. So, first stage argument is what? Because just now I proved it, that in this particular mantra of Chandogya, which is the Vishaya Vakya, the Prakriti is not a possibility to be the cause of the world. And you are saying that Pradhanam is the cause of, therefore what you are saying is Ashabdam. That means you don't have any proof. Shabda Praman Rahitam. Tvam tu Shabda Praman Rahitam Asi. You are talking without any Vedic or Vedantic statement to back you. You have no backing of the Vedantic statement because Pradhanam is not being talked in this Chandogya Upanishad. This is the first stage. Supposing Sang says no, but Sat is Pradhanam. Just now I told you how Sat cannot be Pradhanam because Akshat is there. This second stage argument is there. Second stage argument is that Sad Karanvad is mentioned. Chetan Karanvad is mentioned by the word Aikshat. So Sad Karanvad means Chetan Karanvad. Here Sad refers to Chetan and not inert Sat. Because Tad word is the adjective, is the pronoun for the Sat word. And Tad is associated with Aikshat. So if the Sat was Jad, it wouldn't have Aikshat. Visualization is not a function of an inert object. The first stage argument is you are Ashabdam. And second stage argument is Ikshanam Chetanam Dharma. Chetana Dharma. Ikshan is Chetan Dharma only. So these are the 2 points which are set. We are doing the general analysis. Still we have to curve word to word meaning. See how he mentioned here. Now you read it, you will be very clear about what is mentioned in the Bhashya. So 2 inferences. Inference number 1, Pradhanam na Jagat Karanam Ashabdatvat. And inference number 2, that Sat Shabdavachyam na Pradhanam Ikshatritvat. So first is Pradhanam na Jagat Karanam. There is no proof that you have Pradhan is the Jagat Karan. Ashabdatvat. And second is Sat Shabdavachyam na Pradhanam. This Shabd, Sat Shabd, this is Nyaya Bhasha. This Sat Shabd is not for Pradhanam, Ikshatritvat. Because Ikshan Kriya is going. Sat Shabdavachyam na Pradhanam. Ikshatritvat. Ikshitritva Shamanat. Ikshitritva. Ikshititva Shamanat. Okay, this completes the general analysis of what would be in the mantra, what would be the matter contained in the sutra. I'm repeating it many times. That this 1.1 section, first chapter and first section, is Spashta Brahma Linga Vakyani. Clearly it is going to indicate where in the Upanishads the Brahma is mentioned or the Chetan Karanatva is mentioned. Second and third section will be Aspashta Brahma Linga Vakyani. Then we started thinking about, okay, how is it that you are talking about? Then Chandogya was taken. Sadev Saumidam Agryasit 6.2.1. Then he said, no, there Sat can mean Pradhan also. Then he said, but the 6.2.3 is saying that the Ikshat. So Ikshan word says that it cannot be Pradhan. It can be Chetan only. And this is the Upadan Karan because Bahusyam also has been mentioned. So Abhinna Nimitt Upadan Karan has been talked of by this particular mantra. So you are talking, in short, 2 conclusions. You are talking Shabda Praman Rahitam and therefore you are Ashabdam. ashabdam. And second point which I have to say is that such shabd is na pramanam, balki it is chetan. Ikshitritva shravana. This is the Nyaya Bhasha. Okay. So this is the conclusion of, not the first, this sutra. Sutra is still word meaning. Now we will see word to word meaning tomorrow. So this is now clear what this will be talking about. We'll see more tomorrow. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om.